And then we can, all right. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Smart Entrepreneur Podcast. This is one of the co-hosts, Nicole Cooper, and
This is AG. Hello, all you mean green locals out there. This is your boy AG. I want to say what's up to you guys and you guys are doing this podcast.
And it's Al. What's going on, everybody?
Mr. Al Pickett out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
So today we are gathering around the conversation of something that we've all been engaging in quite a bit lately, which is fitness and how fitness actually helps your finances and all other aspects of your life. Guys, I know for me, I cannot say that I have been the most athletic person over the past couple of years, but it feels good to get up in the morning and scratch working out off your list, especially before 8 a.m. You know, when you get up, I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm out the door and off to a boot camp. So today we're going to talk about just what this does for you. How does it help your finances? How does it help your sex life?
Don't know.
How does it help all areas? How does it help all areas in your life? You know, building up that stamina and building up, just a clear mind and being able to, like I said, scratch some things off of your to-do list. So, as a matter of fact, while we're having this conversation, we are about 4 weeks away from our co-host, Mr. Arthur Griffin, getting on some tighty whities and standing on stage in front of thousands of people.
Tidy Reds, actually.
Tidy Reds.
Some chocolate red Tidy Reds, baby.
You said tidy red.
Yeah, Tidy Reds.
Yeah. So you are a Kappa band, so that would only suit.
Yeah. You got to find something to look good on your skin too. So I've been told that red was my color.
All right. So tell us about that. I mean, you and Al have both been getting up at the crack of dawn for years. I've been off and on. So you guys have been more diligent. So I'll let y'all lead this conversation as I come in as a newbie and talk about what it's done for me lately, like Janet Jackson.
Yeah, you want to jump it off?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like it's one of those things where everybody has their zone, and I think fitness really is that zone. It's just that zone for me, and it just helps me. It gets me extremely clear. Working out gets me extremely clear about what I'm going to do for the day. It's where I do strategizing, where I think of exactly what I'm going to execute on, et cetera, et cetera. And while I'm doing that, I'm getting in shape, right? Physically being in a position to, because entrepreneurship is taxing, period, right? It's taxing on the mind, it's taxing on the body because you're, working 80 hours plus a week, you're thinking about this, you have a multitude of things you're trying to solve in your head, and you got to be physically in shape to handle all of that. It's almost like an entertainer trying to sing and dance at the same time. Those people are fit, and so in order to do what they do, they have to be in some kind of a shape. So for me, hitting some weights, giving my body that activity in the morning gets me that burst to run through the rest of the stuff I have to do for the day, and really sets the tone for the week, especially when Monday is leg day. Sunday or Monday is leg day for me, and I do 2 legs 2 days, 2 times a week. Everybody hates legs, but I love them, and so that really just sets the tone. What you say, AG?
You said, us black folks, we have skinny calves anyway. We got to hit the legs twice.
Yeah, that part does suck. That just sets the tone for the week, and how it has particularly helped me in business is that clarity and that focus and in that discipline. And so if you got clarity, you got the focus, you got the discipline, those things carry over to your finances and all your business dealings, because you get in a habit. So once you're in that habit, those habits start to form in other areas of your life, and you can't see yourself turning back. It's like if I miss a day of the gym, I'm off balance. And so that keeps me balanced and going forward. And I can't live with it. I think I've been working out, what, 7 years? Because
Yeah.
I didn't believe I can gain weight. And so that additionally helped me gain weight, too. Let's not even talk about the confidence factor
Right.
of being physically fit and that kind of thing. And that confidence also flows into the deals that you can go and make. And I can go on and on. What about you, AG?
You know, I'm gonna try to give people something visual to work with here. You know, I'm not gonna stand up and flex my new re-energized six pack until I get on that stage. But the thing that I realize about fitness and working out, if you look at your body as a reflection of your circumstances, it tells you a whole lot about yourself. Like if you look in the mirror, you're like, man, my six pack has gone bye, and I have a keg. Then look at that and say to yourself, is that reflective of my finances? Are my finances out of shape? Like, I ain't gonna say my finances are big because I got a big belly, but typically you want your finances to be lean and mean and cut up and looking nice. You know, if you got a gut down there, that's typically saying to yourself like something ain't right. If you say to yourself, you know, I used to be able to do 100 push-ups, some sit-ups, some squats or something, and now I'm barely scratching the surface. You gotta ask yourself, what's going on in my life? Like, did I used to was I good at this, or was I good at something else that now I'm barely subpar at? Like, for me, it just serves my body serves as a reminder of. I look at my body as a reminder of what's going on in my life. Like, yeah, I know we all get busy. We got stuff we got to do. We got to get that done. I mean, that's just life. Life happens. But in the same vein as with anything else in life, like you have to make time for stuff that's important. So if you make time for stuff, if you prioritize something like your body and look at it as like this is a reflection of my business or my bank account, then you want your body and you want your bank account to be in shape, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to get there. So for me, like when I get up in the morning, first things first, like just by getting up early, you you're doing something that so many people make like, oh my God, this is the end. I'm not a morning person. Like where I grew up at in the hood, I had to get up. My mom made me get up at 5:30 every day to catch the bus because I wasn't going to the school in my school district because they called me they said I was smart. So I didn't realize how important that was until later on in life because now like I wake up a lot of times before my alarm clock goes off because it's been ingrained in me to get up. But just by getting up out of the bed in the morning, you're making a tremendous step and stride in the right direction by saying, you know what, I'm committed to doing this thing and get it done right. Um, that's the biggest first step. And when you get into the gym, for me, anytime I get in the gym, but I prefer to go in the morning times because, like Al was saying, like if you can get in the gym and have a real get through a real tough workout, because when you get to a certain place in your workout, we call it the dark spot, that dark zone, that dark place, where you might have a suit and towel in the daytime, but to get through that workout, you might have to get like real street or real gutter in your head just to get through it and find that crazy place that nobody else is going to go into, and whatever it takes for you to get through it, that's a sense of accomplishment. And if you start off your day with a sense of accomplishment through something physically, because the thing about it is, when you're an entrepreneur, it's a lot of, unless you're like, you're owning a gym and it's your business to be in shape, the mental exercises that you go through can be very physically taxing on the body. So if you got your mind right, you actually went through that mental exercise for the day already by making it through this really, really difficult exercise. When I get back home and I take a shower, I'm like, I'm ready. I've already had something real difficult that I've made it through, and I can reflect back on what it took for me to get through that workout and say, you know what, this person at McDonald's today, she ain't finna knock me off my game. I'm ready. Or if I'm dealing with a client today that's got a bad attitude or disposition, not knocking me off my game today. I did 200 push-ups today in 5 minutes. Like, I got it done. So this person is going to deter me to getting whatever I got to get done as well. So that's why I like getting my day started with a good workout, you know, like and if you look at it with your like tied into your finances, man, like it all comes back to like commitment. Like a lot of people say, you know, like man, I want to get a six pack, I want to get in shape. I mean, it sounds good, but the thing about it is, people think that the workout is the hardest part about working out, but that's the easy part. You work out in the gym for maybe an hour, 2 hours a day, but you got another 22 hours to mess it all up. That's hard. Like that's a lot of pressure. 22, 23 hours a day. Okay, you got to eat right. You working out. I mean, that all goes into it. I tell anybody, like, you know, you working out, man. If I'm busting out behind that gym an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm having a tough workout. I'd be damned if I eat a chocolate chip cookie or two right after my workout. Like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I beating my body up like this just to mess it all up? What am I telling myself? Do I not give a damn about my body? I mean, am I really wasting my time? Or do I really want it? So what you have to do is you have to commit, and the commitment isn't just about once you're in the game, but it's what you do outside of the game. And again, the principles that I hope people can take away or get when we're going with this is that when you got your fitness in shape, you have to have a certain level of commitment that's fueled by some type of desire to be better than where you're currently at. And those principles apply not just to finances, but everything else in life. I give you a story. Before I got married, my pastor, man, actually, he's not really my pastor, but he gives me like spiritual, shall we say, advice. And you know, I had this ideology of what marriage was supposed to look like, and you know, are you supposed to love this person beyond belief, and I can't breathe without him, and did I believe into this theory of, you know, there's only one person for me to marry in life, and this, that, and the third. You know, he doesn't subscribe to any of that, and he's been married to his wife at this point now for probably about 40 plus years. And you know, I've given him all this soppy doppy love story crap, and he's like, you know what, man, kill all that. That's BS. It don't. Love. You forget that. Scratch that. That's not why you get married. That's not why you're gonna stay married. I'm like, what is it? He said one word. I wasn't even expecting it. I thought it was gonna be like great sex all the time. Nope. He said commitment. That's it. Underline it, bold-faced it. That's it. And he said, just think about that. And I said, you know what? Break it down. And I said to myself, everything that I've ever wanted to do in life, it all starts with committing to it. When you commit to something, you have a singular focus, and nothing else matters. Whatever it takes to get to your end goal, the stuff in between, the bumps, the bruises, the lefts and right, it don't matter because it's not going to knock you off or prevent you from getting to your end game because you committed to it. Same thing in the gym. I'm committed. For me, I get on the stage June 28th. For me, June 28th was my lock-in date. June 28th, I can't run from the truth. When I'm in the stage and them tidy reds, my level of commitment will show. The time that I put in will show. How serious I was outside of the time I was in the gym will show. The truth is for everybody. The truth is going to be there for not just me to see, but for the world to see. You have to commit to it. And again, everything else doesn't matter. Like when I look at me finding the time to go to the gym, to do these crazy workouts, and the mental dance, like when you take stuff out of your diet, like sugar or bread, God knows I love bread. Bread and butter, goodness gracious. Bread's out of your diet, and you commit to drinking a gallon of water a day, 2 gallons of water a day, stuff that you should be doing anyway. I mean, it's just everything else becomes that much easier. So you say to yourself, if I make my goal, and I know what I went through to get to this, man, I can do anything else. I can do marriage. I can do, if I want to get to $1,000 a month online or $1,000 a month, do anything, period. I got to take one step. But the thing is, I know I've got the background because I completed something difficult like finishing up and getting ready for a show. Now, whether I'm winning or not, I actually don't give a damn. For me, it's about getting on stage and saying, you know what, this is a goal I wanted to meet. Thus far, I've dropped 43 pounds. So That's tremendous strides in the direction where I want to go. You know, will I stop? I probably won't. But it represents me having accomplished something that was very, very difficult from a mentally challenging standpoint. And the same principles and the same discipline you're going to have to apply with that, you apply outside of the gym. You're going to apply it in every other aspect of your life, particularly business. So for me, if you think about your fitness like that, you should be that much more comfortable jumping in and starting a business. You should be that much more comfortable taking your business to the next level. You should be that much more comfortable saying, you know what, I look good, I feel good, so I'm gonna talk good. If I'm in front of a client, I got a different attitude about myself, and it shows. Like, I mean, somebody might even throw you off your game because you got a compliment because you're looking so good, and that reactivate those enzymes, those energies. Like, man, I'm in it to win it today. Just because I'm looking good in the gym, and everything else is falling into play. So your fitness and finance should go together. If you think about your finances like your six-pack, I expect some people to make some changes. So people in the podcast, all you got to do is look down at your stomach and see, is your stomach hanging over your belt? If your stomach hanging over your belt, look at your bank account. Tie your bank account to your stomach. Is your stomach and your bank account out of whack? How do you get your bank account in shape? Get your ass in the gym.
I was gonna say, now some of us ladies have had babies.
Well, we talk about the men. We talk about the men.
Yeah, some of us ladies have had babies. So I gotta defend the women who done stretched their bellies out for 9, sometimes 10 months. Oh, but I mean, you know, really engaging conversation. And Al, we know you are headed to some more business meetings. I don't know if you have any closing words before you depart that you want to share.
Marry those two F's, fitness and finance, and I think that will propel. I know what it's done for me, and I just really it's something I can't live without at this point. And my encouragement is just start one day at a time. Start one day at a time. Do it. See how you feel afterward. Well, let's get a better range. Give it about 7 days, right? Not 7 days in a row, but 7 good days, because you're forming this new habit. And so you may be sore day number 2 after you work out. You'll be sore, and you're like, oh, I hated that. Well, at some point, that hate is going to turn into love of the feeling of knowing that you put your body through this program, and you're training it, and you're getting better, and all of those things are going to start to flow, you know, from the top down to the bottom, right into the finances, et cetera, et cetera. So it's my tip.
Love it, love it. Well, I'll just say for me, you know, I represent the women.
Ladies.
I represent the wives. You know, when we're balancing so many different aspects of our life, it's so easy to put ourselves last, right? It's like you get up in the morning, you want to get breakfast going before the kids get up. So when they get up, breakfast is ready. Then when they get up, it's just an attack of mommy. You know, the husband is there. You got to give whatever you need to do to make the husband happy in the morning, whatever it is. But you got to get to a place where oftentimes you're splitting yourself in so many different directions that it's really easy to put it off. And what I've had to learn was, you know, what works best for me is identifying those moments where my family does not need me. And that's early in the morning, you know, at the crack of dawn, when they're in their REM sleep, they're in their deep sleep, right? And they're at a place where we're far removed from any level of demands. And I started getting up at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning several years ago and found that that is the best time to get some me time. And I had to make a commitment to get to the gym, you know, as many times a week as possible, because as entrepreneurs, one of the biggest handicaps of entrepreneurship is isolation. You get so caught up into your world of what you're creating that you sit down and you start working at this desk or wherever you work, and you're pecking away at that keyboard, and you look up 8, 9, 10 hours have left, and you're off to run errands and do what you need to do, and then you're back at it again. And it's really easy to sit and eat and sit and eat. And so for me, I had to make a commitment to even allow this to be my outlet. Like Al said, you know, it's to the point where when you start doing it, you can tell the difference. If you don't do it, you feel a little sluggish. You just haven't activated your body. To me, it's like an activation button for the day. And I have been doing it, you know, I would say pretty much for the past to 8 months where I am on a routine. I'll get up in the morning, head to the gym, and if I do find time in the afternoon, I'll go ahead and I'll work out. But I would say from a standpoint of what it has helped, it's given me both clarity and confidence. You know, when we talk about finances, I feel like my finances are always a work in progress because there is one million things that I'm managing: household finances, business finances, and running a company where I have employees and doing all these things. But if you are at a place where you feel handicapped, right, when it comes to finances, handicapped when it comes to fitness, there's 2 tips that I have for you. One of the things that I did was I connected with a workout group. And that workout group is very inspirational. We have a fitness group a Facebook group where we are posting all day around the clock. Hey, I'm headed to the gym to do body pump. Who wants to join me? Hey, guys, want to meet me in the morning for Camp Gladiator? Hey, guys, I'm headed to the sauna. Hey, guys, we're going to go swim. But I joined an organization called Sisters Trying, where it's women who are pursuing triathlons. And it was really motivational for me to continue to work out. So you get connected to a community where you can work out with them. There's tons and tons of them where you live. Just go to meetup.com or go to your local gym, and you'll find out about people that connect. And then when it comes to finances, you know, AG does come from a math background. He is a money man. A lot of you guys might feel like, you know what, that's an area I need help with. Guys, go out there and find a CPA or a financial advisor, somebody to sit down with and say, listen, I need help with my finances, right? Because I know for me as an entrepreneur, sometimes my bills are coming in and I'm working around the clock and doing all these things and realize, oh gosh, I have like a week's worth of envelopes I haven't opened. Let me open them up and get bills paid. So for me, it started to give me that me time where I can step away from the desk and start getting a level head and realize there's more to life than working, which in turn has allowed me to start establishing, making more time to sit down and go through more items that are business related, non-business related, non-work related, that are beneficial to my life and to my business. And then it's also put me in an environment of people where if I have an area of weakness and I need that support or some additional insight and guidance and mentorship, I've been able to connect with people through my network that are helping advise me and guide me in certain ways. So these are some of the benefits that I've had just from working out. And I will say to you guys out there, you know, even for the sake of longevity of life, last week we had to bury a good friend of mine. She was 41 years old, but she looked all of 20. Beautiful, beautiful young lady. And it was a shakeup to our community because she just wasn't somebody, you know, I guess it always happens, right? You don't expect them to go so soon. But what it was is she found out she had breast cancer and also had pneumonia. And I think she was in stage 4 breast cancer at the time, and it took over her body 2 weeks after she found out, and she was gone. And when you see that, you start realizing, let me take better care of my body, because we often take what we have for granted. We look at our bodies as, especially with us being younger, right? You're young and everything still functions, and you know, you just are running and living life and not really paying attention to certain things. A lot of us hate going to doctors. But the truth is, guys, is there's just so much happening in the world today that we have to really take care of our bodies, or else we'll lose it. We'll lose our bodies, we'll lose our lives. And fitness is a great way to create some level of prevention from, you know, diabetes. Tons of people, I think it's 1 in 4 people have diabetes. You know, it's a lot of other things that can happen to your body as a result of obesity and gaining weight. Over 50% of our population is obese in America. America is the most obese country in the world. Did y'all know that? America. We have the most obese population, which is crazy because we're the most
advanced,
yeah, population. But I think that is the reason why. You know, we become very lazy. We go through drive-thrus. We don't do a lot of walking. I know when I was in London, God, you walked everywhere. You better have the best walking shoes, because London is a country where you're walking everywhere. But you know, it's one of those things, guys, where we just have to really think about health. It equates to wealth. And it's nothing worse than acquiring all this money, but being connected to machines because you can't breathe because of ailments that you have in your body. What's the use?
or being dead because you can't spend it.
Yeah, and like they say, ain't no U-Haul trucks going to the grave.
Right.
So that's my take on it. Is health fitness for me opens up the doors and allows you to see things that you normally won't see, and it takes
Right.
you out of your back cave and forces you to do something else and have a life. So
Exactly.
that's some good things.
So I'll reiterate what Nicole said. I'll put my tips in. For me, because I've always worked out, I just kind of take it for granted. And the same thing, I think kind of like when when you do something for an extended period of time, if you're not constantly challenging yourself, this is with anything in life, you'll find yourself complacent. And when you become complacent in anything, you can pretty much wrap it up. You can expect bad things to happen. That's complacency in marriage, complacency in a relationship, complacency in your finances, complacency in your business. The minute you become complacent with anything, you're checking out. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. So for me, I found myself becoming complacent, and I had to shake things up. And for me, shaking things up wound up showing its led me in the direction of competing in a show. And for me, it just really, really, really helped me to refocus and tap into certain places mentally that I hadn't been in a while. It's made a lot of the stuff that I'm doing right now that I got to balance this month in June that much more easy. Not that it's been easy, but it makes it a little less difficult because it gives me a chance to have an outlet. And again, it reminded me of what focus you need. It reminded me of when I first, well, actually, when I first flipped my first property. I looked back at that period of time in my life. I was tearing that gym up. I was nervous. I was scared. But guess what? I was still doing it. But the gym was my place of solace, and I could get clear in my thoughts, and I was just that much more um, okay to jump out there and take that first step because I was in the gym and staying active and staying busy. And now that I've set the goal of getting on stage, it has really reminded me um, the mindset, the energy, and how not to be complacent. Having a focus, having an end game with your goals can help yourself financially. And again, people define wealth in different ways. It doesn't have to be about your bank account, although I do like that idea of the belly bank account theory, belly versus your bank account theory. Again, wealth can also be in spending time with your family. Wealth can be spending time with your friends. Uh, Wealth can be just having the ability to say whether I'm gonna work today or not. Um, it's all on you. But again, it starts with fitness. The funny thing is, I actually heard, and it's kind of one of those things like when you buy a Rolls Royce, you don't notice how many other Rolls Royces are on the road until you get a Rolls Royce. Well, I haven't got a Rolls Royce yet, but if I buy a Escalade, you never notice how many Escalades are on the road until you get yours. And uh, because I'm feeling so good about my body right now and my health, I caught an article, and it's also because I'm in the assisted living industry. They tie one of the ways to deter or offset Alzheimer's or dementia to just how much people work out. And again, when you get older and up in age, you're not necessarily working out going to the gym like that, but something in terms of physical activity like dancing has had profound effects on halting or slowing down Alzheimer's. So again, I mean, just the benefits of just having a healthy body, it just spills over not just in the short term but also in the long term, as the survey pointed out. With Alzheimer's and dementia. So again, my tip is to get motivated and avoid complacency. Look at your body and tie it directly to where you're at in your life. Again, I mean, it's so funny how the things that we do, they really manifest themselves on some levels in our life. The question is, are you sensitive or aware? And if you already are aware, are you man or woman enough to deal with it by actually looking in the mirror and saying, you know what, yeah, I'm kind of fat. Looking at my bank account and saying, yeah, my finances aren't where they need to be, or my relationship isn't where it needs to be. These things manifest themselves, and a lot of times our bodies are the way that we escape the problems. They show up by the junk that we eat, things that we don't do, the oversleeping, et cetera, et cetera. So those are my tips. Look in the mirror. Don't be scared to get on that scale.
I love it. I saw something else on Instagram that said, if you need some motivation to work out, go stand in front of the mirror naked and look at yourself and go work out. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm going to get to the gym.
Right.
So you know what, guys? That's it for today's show, though. You know, we love keeping these conversations very open and honest about where we are, but also very in your face, to inspire you into taking action and doing the things that are necessary to improve and enhance your life. Because a lot of us love to listen, right? I'm a podcast listener myself, so I'm listening. But how many of us are taking action on the things that we're actually listening to? So if you often wonder what allows people to be successful, there is a very high association of people who are extremely successful with people who work out. And as a matter of fact, I didn't mention this, you know, if you go and look in wealthy neighborhoods, it is a traffic jam in the morning between bikers, runners, walkers, you know, whomever, because it's a very big population of people who are into fitness in wealth areas versus going into lower income areas. The only people you'll see walking is probably some people on drugs doing some hustling, right? Or, you know,
every time you see somebody running, you see somebody running from a pit bull or somebody's loose dog.
Yeah, but it's very rare in low-income communities that you will see people working out, and you will see a much bigger base. And it has a lot to do with a lot of different factors. But the point is you dress the part you want, not the part that you're in. If you want to look and feel accomplished, begin to do what it takes to do that. And give yourself your personal confidence through fitness. So, guys, that's it for today's episode. We want to thank you so much for joining us. So much more to come. Be sure to come on over to our website. Also, come on over to iTunes and give us a review. And let us know what more you want us to hear us talk about. Do you want us to talk about? What topics, what questions, you know, different things that you're facing as an entrepreneur. And we'll be sure to put them on our list to cover them in our podcast. So thanks so much for joining us, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Indeed. Peace out.